What's up, Internet? My name is Michael Cook, this is Blue Giant Media, and we're here to connect through gaming. Today we're going to take a look at the Chronicles of Crime by David Cicurel and published by Lucky Duck Games. We're going to set the game up in real time, play through a little bit of it so you can get a good feel for the rules. So let's ready, set, play. Alright, so here I have Chronicles of Crime, and as you can see, it comes with an app. So when you open the box, you're going to be given a board that's kind of just a generic place that you're going to build everything around. So you set that in the middle, and then you're going to have to keep the rest of the box nearby because you're going to be pulling all kinds of different stuff out of there as you go. Unless you want to just go ahead and grab everything, pull it out, and set it to the side to begin with. But be prepared to kind of shuffle things around a little bit. So I'll go ahead and do that just in the name of table space. And you can see you can also get a little VR set for your phone, but I'm going to go ahead and keep that to the side. Make sure you grab the 4 different people who could help you, the doctor, criminologist, hacker, and scientist, and set them to the side as well. Go ahead and put Scotland Yard at the bottom, and then you're ready to grab the app and pick what you want to do. So I'm going to go into, let's see, there's a tutorial I believe in here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and we're going to use the tutorial, so don't have to worry about it. This is not going to spoil anything, but we will then go ahead. So it asked if I wanted to resume. I'm not going to resume, so we'll say no, we don't want to resume. And it says, welcome to the Chronicles of Crime tutorial. And you can read all of this, but it gives you some background on the game, saying it's a cooperative game. The chief officer, number 33. So we'll go ahead and grab card number 33, the chief officer, and we'll set him at Scotland Yard. So it says pull him out of the character deck and place him in Scotland Yard. Then it says you should go now and talk to him. To do this, you just have to scan the code on the character's card. So this is going to be a large part of the game. You're going to grab your phone. Let's see if we can get it to go so you can see it. And we'll just go ahead and scan that. And so now it says, at last you're here, I have a case for you, an old woman, number 7. So we'll go through and find the old woman. Has been found dead. I need you to find out if it's a natural death or homicide. So we can go ahead and put her here. And you can use these spaces kind of however you want. If you want to use these as people of interest, if you want to use these as people who have died, if you want to use this as people who you suspect, there's a lot of different ways you can choose to use it if you want. It says you are currently in interrogation mode. The image and name of the person you're interrogating will appear on top. You can interrogate this person on any subject by using any card at your disposal. You just have to scan it. There are no wrong questions, all combinations are possible, but the thing you have to remember is that each thing that you do is going to cost time, which affects your score. It says you should now have a number 7 card on your board. Ask Chief Officer what he knows about that woman. So right now you can see we are talking to the Chief Officer. So we'll go ahead and grab the thing we want to ask him about. In this case, it's going to be the old woman, and we will scan that card. Get it in focus. Scanning. There we go. This woman's name is Anna Taylor. She's been found dead in her home in the Notting Hill district, which it says is location G. So we'll go over here, and we're going to go through and find G. And you can put this wherever you want. I'll go ahead and put it there. Here's the address. Maybe you should go there and investigate. Look for the Notting Hill district, tells you to do that. Say goodbye. So one of the things that you can notice, before it said that it was 9 o'clock. Now it says that it is 9:05, if you can see it. So each time you ask a question of anybody, it's going to take 5 minutes. So we'll say goodbye to them, and now we're going to travel over here, and it's done the same way. We're going to go ahead and find the QR code and touch the phone so that it can scan it. You can also have an auto scan mode, personal preference. And now you may see that it is 9:25, so it took 20 minutes to go from one location to another, and that's another thing that's universal through the different missions. It says you are now in Notting Hill, inside the victim's apartment, as indicated at the top of the screen. Select your actions carefully because time is running out. Each scan makes the clock in the upper right move forward, which I've already alluded to. So now what we can do is we have this option here to search for clues. And this is one of the cool things about the game. So then it's going to ask you if you want to use it with glasses, without glasses, or play on viewer device. I think if you have like a separate like Oculus Rift or one of those other VR devices, you can kind of cast it over to that. We'll go ahead and go without. So then it counts down and it's going to give us a view of the room. So I can give you a little bit of a feel for as you move things around, but you can also use your finger to move around. And so I might go ahead and you can see, oh, there's apparently a dead cat and some food right there. There's a piece of paper, there's dead cats everywhere. You can look up here, there's some flowers. Around here, there's some cards. Let's see, what's that there? Oh, it's another dead cat. Yeah, there's some cards though. There's the old woman. So then what you're going to be doing, it asks you if you want to look more. You can pass it to someone else around the table, but we'll go ahead and say no. So the next thing that you're going to do is basically look for clues. So some of the things that we saw some food. So we're going to go ahead and grab out of the stack of clues here. We're going to ask it about food. It says you pick up a cream cake that's been partially eaten. You found a clue. So it tells you, yes, that's something worth hanging on to. Put that out there. The scientist can help you by doing laboratory analysis or with scientific research. Scan the scientist and then the subject you want to discuss with her. So that's something that we can do, or we can keep on asking about a couple other things that we see there. So basically at that point we can go ahead and grab this deck of clues and we can work ourselves through this blood. I didn't see any blood and organs, didn't really see any liquids or bottles, medicine or drugs, gardening tools. There were a lot of decorative items. None of them I think are worth asking about at this point, but it's up to you. You could inspect the furniture, look if you saw a firearm. Let's see, keys and locks, computer devices, high-tech devices, tableware, photos and cameras, kitchen utensils, sport items. Let's see, animals. We definitely want to ask about animals. Let's see, games and toys. There's a deck of cards there. There was a piece of paper. So right there, we'll use paper. So maybe these are a couple more things that we want to ask about. So we'll go ahead and a letter with the following text. Give up on the tournament. You are not as strong as you were before. For the good of the club, leave your spot to someone younger. Well, that's definitely interesting. Tournament, maybe that refers to the cards and games. You find a classic deck of 52 playing cards, apparently a usual pastime for the victim. You found a clue. The criminologist can help you establish the psychological profile of a suspect or can aid you in putting an object into its sociological context. So you can scan the criminologist for those types of things. And we're also going to look at the animals. The victim's cats are dead. You found a clue. The doctor can help you in doing an autopsy and making medical observations. All right, so now we've got a couple people we can talk to about some of these clues that we've decided that we can find. So we'll look to the scientist. We've called the scientist and we're going to ask them to analyze the food. My analysis confirms traces of digitalis, and it has a star, so it's one of the more serious bits of evidence, and it's poison inside the cake. The quantity might not have been harmful to you or I, but it would have been fatal to an elderly woman like the victim. The symbol with the star indicates that you have found a special subject of conversation. Find it in the special item deck and reveal it. All right, so we can also possibly ask this doctor more about the poison or about the animals. They might know something they might not. Who would have been so cruel as to kill a sweet little kitty? Unfortunately, animal corpses aren't my area of expertise because this is just a scientist. They're not the doctor. We could ask them more about the poison, but you can ask them all kinds of stuff as much as you want, but everything you ask takes 5 minutes. We can say goodbye, and then we can go ahead and call the doctor because maybe we want to do an autopsy on, well, we'll do the elder lady as well, but we're going to go ahead and go with the cats. Dr. Schrodinger's theories are useless. The cats died of digitalis poisoning. Okay, so they ate the cake, and I'm guessing the lady did too. The woman died around 10:30 p.m. yesterday. Her heart just stopped. We found an unusually large amount of digitalis, a poisonous plant residue which can provoke a cardiac arrest. So, basically, from what we can tell, is everybody in that room, the animals and the old lady, died from poison that was inside the food. So at this point, you'd kind of go on. You could ask the criminologist about things. You could ask other people about where she... There's a whole bunch of different things that you could do to get to know where to go next. But you will continue until you feel like you've got a good feel for who did it, and then you would go back to Scotland Yard and you would talk to the chief. And let's see, where's the option? Eventually it's going to give you the option to solve the case. And then you are going to, basically, it's going to ask you a series of questions like, who do you think did it? What was the motive? And you'll scan, the person who you think did it, you'll scan that. The person, the motive, you'll scan, okay, well, maybe it came down to, the animals. What they really hated was the animals or whatever. So it'll ask you a series of questions and you'll scan what you think is the right answer. And then it'll give you points based off of how well you answered the questions, how close you were to, I guess it was the same thing. How close you were to solving the case and how much time it took you to solve the case. And then sometimes some specific clues, if you were able to find those, then it'll give you some bonus points and it'll give you a score that gives you an idea of how well you played in order to solve that particular crime. Alright, so that should give you a pretty good idea of how to set up and play through the Chronicles of Crime. If you have any further questions, please let me know in the comments section below. And you can also take a look in the description section where you'll find a link to a unboxing as well as an overview and review of Chronicles of Crime. Until next time, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see. And as always, have a wonderful day.